mentors that I know and mentors that we have access to the world's best in every field that they can be your mentors without ever meeting them. So so that's one. So it's gratitude and giving back, as I took so much from the world. And another is there is nothing more rewarding than that. There is nothing more rewarding than sharing what you learn. And the reason I had a podcast for a while was I'm going through this transformation. I'm changing my mindset about everything, questioning every aspect of life, and literally using building blocks to rebuild who I am. And as I put every block in place, that block is a perspective, is a mindset, is a concept, is an idea. And I'm so excited for it as I bring it to become piece of me, is to share it. So I'll share that in every conversation when we meet twice a week to have a beer with and a cigar and converse about it. And I'll share it on my podcast. I'll share it in a speech I give at work. So it's part of it is a natural. You ooze out of what you're filling yourself with. The cup pours with whatever that's in it, and part of it is giving back. So it is. It's extremely rewarding part of it, but it's not fully intentional. You also just, as you fill yourself with positivity, that's what you'll give to others.
One thing I admired about you, Eslam, is that when you were doing this, going on that particular journey, I realized that you weren't, correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't always this articulate in terms of your deliveries of speeches and presentations. You've joined the Toastmasters for a while, right?
Yeah.
Share a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, you see, you can be the best at something, but if you can't communicate it, no one will see that.
Good point. Yes, good point.
Is the tide that raises everything. You can be very deep philosophically, you can be very smart and technically, you can whatever skill that you have, it will never show unless you have a high degree of communication skills. Communication is everything. In fact, it's a multiplier of who you are.
Nice.
And for you to have any sort of impact, whether in a corporate life, in business, in entrepreneurship, in relations, it's all communication. So communication, as I've went through and forever going through a stage of collecting skills and abilities, communication is an important one of them. I teach myself finances, psychology for relationship, and communication for everything. It's a multiplier of every other skill. So one aspect that I think people rank the most intimidating or the most difficult thing is speaking in public.
That's right.
It's a general fear for most people. And for me as well, I wouldn't be able to sit here comfortably speaking in front of your audience for nothing. But Toastmasters is a non-for-profit organization, a global one that gives an opportunity in a structured, in a positive, in a environment to practice prepared speeches. So you sit and prepare a speech and deliver that, and impromptu speaking, where you're asked a question. I don't know the questions you're asking. Correct. React and answer naturally to them. And impromptu speaking. And it's here in Malaysia, it's everywhere around the world. You'll find a chapter near you, and it's the perfect place to go and practice to improve how you communicate.
Fantastic. The quote that we're going to quote from this is going to be, communication is a great multiplier in life. So with that in mind, I'll give you one before already. You've given me a book to read to start me in this particular journey, and I've offered one to you last night that I'm reading right now. The Obstacle is the Way. So with that in mind, there is one of the great orators from the Greek times, or some of those times that in the past, that could not speak, that could not do these things. He came from a fluent family, but he could not speak. And so he taught himself how to do so. And it's in this book. So when you get the book and you read it, you revert back to this conversation we're having here, which confirms communication is a great multiplier. So with that in mind, I don't want to know this one. What has been your proudest and personal professional achievement to date? Well, that's too vanilla. How how do you? I did want to ask you this question. How do you define success, and has that definition changed over time?
Oh, I mean, that's a difficult one, and that's the one I'm struggling with currently. See, you can connect your success to your corporate ladder and how far you get in the company, and I think that's what I did for myself. Most of my career is connecting my job title, the number of people reporting to me, the influence, the amount into money that I control as who I am, that's my level of success. But then that gets taken away from you when you face a setback after taking a challenge that might be too big for you. And then you're suddenly, okay, so then who I am then.
The second guessing part.
Yeah. So that's one I'm still battling with. And here is where I'm at the moment. I'm trying to redefine myself rather than identifying with my successes and achievements or where I'm at in life, whether that's corporate or financially, or to having a mindset of a learner. My strength, or I value myself and I give myself credit for how much I've changed, grown, learned in recent days, weeks, months. If I'm growing, if I'm able to put myself out in uncomfortable situations on things that I'm not good at, and I'm accepting that and I'm learning from it, then I'm successful. It's not currently where I am, but that's where I want to be. And I'm in a maybe a rough part of life where I'm being challenged for what success is.
I am when you shared with me these challenges that you're going through right now, I listened, and deep inside my heart, and this is going to it might sound strange or foreign to you, but when you told me the stage that you're at and the challenges that you're having, then I was excited a bit. And then when you shared with me this particular challenge was one of the first time you've had a loss of some sort. And so, Eslam, my brother, when you told me that, again, it's going to sound a bit strange, I got very excited.
Okay, wow. Well, tell me why, because it sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, right. It sucks. No, it does. But the reason why I got excited is because of this book I'm reading, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And knowing that, you've had an incredible journey, and your previous path is all seemingly victories. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. He put it one of the most famous ways, and that is Michael Jordan had to learn how to lose. You can't turn that next chapter, that next page, without. And you actually said it in this podcast. I'm gonna come back to it later on. But you cannot grow if you have not played the role of the fool. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And so if you and I was excited because I know your character. I know you're going to work it out. I know you're going to figure it out. And when you do work it out, when you do figure it out, it's going to be so rewarding. And if you can get to the point where I'm at the stage now where every stupid, silly challenge, every setback, I'm actually looking forward to it.
Wow.
And my friend, Professor Mari, we read this book together. I turned him onto the book. We're reading it together, and he's starting to see that. But it is hella frustrating. That big project that you had, I had one similar, and I was down for a long time. All the diplomatic ties I pulled out from. I didn't even want to leave the house. I didn't want people asking me about that project. Mm-hmm. And now I've shared it before, and now I go forward saying, you know what, that is the lesson that I learned, and from that, iBallin was born. Mm-hmm. And it's nowhere near at the grand scale of what that thing was, but in terms of my personal appreciation and my satisfaction and where I am in life personally, so that's why I say I'm kind of excited. I'm excited for you because you get to be on this part of the journey where you're going to learn about that seemingly loss. And we say loss in the sense of, I mean, it's not really a loss because you have an amazing wife, amazing children. You're going on this amazing journey. You're going to experience life to the fullest. You're going to still continue life for the fullest. You had this chance taken away from you, and there's probably something bigger in the pipeline if you allow it to be.
And thank you for saying that. It is hard to see it when you're in the tough part, but I tell myself that. I've read all the books, I have all the vitality, but it's now that challenge too. So we'll see. Let's the next time I'm on this podcast, let's take score.
Yes, okay. How do you I mean, I don't know that I'm going to ask this question. I'm not really 100% sure that I actually like it. It's one of the cliches questions that gets asked to everyone from different, idiots like us sitting on the chair. But I'm going to ask it. If you could give any piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be? And I ask that question only because, there could be someone out there. When I hear this question asked, I always get tired of it. I say that's a lazy question to ask. But then the subject, the recipient shares something that is of knowledge, and it might be worth something to someone. So we give you that platform.
Well, sure. I don't know if this is a typical answer or not, but my perspective on this is no regrets. Every aspect of me that I am today is because of all the silly mistakes that I did when I'm dumb and young. When you look at yourself and you're like, how stupid that is. Did all these stupid things. But that's why I'm here and where I am today. No regrets. I accept it all. I'm grateful for it all. We're here. Very good. Let's build for the future.
Excellent. I share a comment that I put out there. Fear is temporary, regret is forever. And guys, listen, with that, we're going to wrap up this segment here on iBallin with Snow, where passion meets purpose. I want to thank my guest Eslam for coming out. Eslam would like to say goodbye to the group, to the folks who look at this camera. Give a shout out to anyone you want.
Man, thank you for this conversation. It's been great to catch up. And Snow, by really expressing an element of gratitude, and it reminds me of a good part of who I am and refreshes many of these prospects that I've hammered into myself, and I need them now more than ever.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Beautiful. With that, guys, we're going to sign off here. You know how we do.